Okay, here's the phase 3 publication. It's a preprint. Of course, they had the CEO and as an author, which is just retarded. The guy's still proud of getting his name on a scientific paper. Sad. All right. Gonna read it in my traditional fashion for now. Looks like they had somebody called QNAPS help them out, which I'm curious who that is. Sorry, I have too much sunlight. Give me a second. Oh, ion Q's down. That's okay. A little short. I also spilled a bunch of Red Bull on my desk, which does not augur well. Okay, here's the Sigmar bullshit.
Order filled.
Sigma receptor. My desk is as crowded as it gets. Gotta move some stuff here. All right, let's see. How much more Rigetti can I short? It's on uptick rule.
Order partially filled. Order partially filled. Order filled. Order cancelled. Order partially filled. Order cancelled.
Okay.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
I'm sure everyone sees the Numora failed their trial. That stock is down 81%. So we know how that story ended. Restores cellular homeostasis. Wow, that is a claim. Oh my god, who wrote this? Elderly autoimmune systems? They really need a writer. Whoever's writing this shit is just terrible at English, and I'm not exactly Mr. Hemingway. Okay. Oh, they didn't do a US? What? They didn't do a site in the US? The fuck? That's why they're not filing in the US. They didn't even do the trial in the US. How could they file in the US? The fuck? Yeah, I feel terrible about these attacks. Remember when I kept asking why can't you guys file for FDA approval if it's so good? People were like, you should check out this stock, Martin. They had good Alzheimer's results. Great. Well, file with the FDA if so. They did the study in Australia, which doesn't count as a country as far as clinical trials are concerned. UK, Canada, Germany, Netherlands, which do count. But that's enough to get European approval. Why can't they? Do they not have an IND in the US? Do they not have an IND in the US? There's a weird thing about Australian clinical trials that you would only know if you were in doing clinical trials. It's a half a joke, but it's true. Okay. Well, that's something.
Order cancelled.
That is something we learned today. "52 sites." Most of the sites were in Australia. Off the rip, you can't trust this shit. This is 509 or 508. Keep playing with 1 or 2 patients. Oh man, 5 months to database lock? Come on. 5 months? Even Cassava didn't need 2 months. 5 months to database lock? You gotta make sure the data's good. Jesus Christ. Anyone else in superposition right now? Suspended in superposition? Did you see Grimes did like a quantum set? Quantum's so hot right now. Grimes did a whole thing at the Sphere. It looked pretty dope. But it involved a lot of quantum too. Yeah, I miss NFTs. What's wrong with NFTs? Pudgy penguins. Bored ape. Milady. These are blue chip assets. Yeah, I'm trying, Charles. I have more Rigetti than I have ever had, and I actually have more INQ than I've ever had too. I'm over 100,000 each. So that's exciting. SLS is coming out soon. I have to make sure we get that. I hope somebody got Numora. This is so weirdly written. It said the single blarcamacine group versus placebo will be the primary analysis. It should say was the primary analysis. So cringe. The two separated arms versus placebo provide the support evidence. What? I understand what they're saying. SLS is a short, I think. Yeah, listen, I mean, you have to protect yourself at all times. That's the number one rule of this game. Live to play another day. I don't think it makes sense to have a beta position. So if you're all long or all short, that probably doesn't work. But find some stocks you'd be comfortable being long even in a disastrous environment, and then find some stocks you'd be comfortable being short even in a great environment, and you should have yourself a nice portfolio, right? My company did make software, so we don't trade. Cheers, kitty. And but I am going to do some cool stuff on show you guys some high frequency trading stuff and enable that in Godel at some point, so you guys can get a taste of quantitative investing. All right, kitty, that's enough. That's enough. Cat muted it on her way out. Okay, ADAS. Yeah, I was thinking about it, Benjamin. I haven't seen a new EPR paper. AI is coming too, Ian. I was working on it late last night. Okay, the reduction in decline of the ability to perform daily activities assessed. No, I think ARB is great, man. I mean, there are some obstacles. There's always obstacles in quantitative investing. Other people want free money too. You know, you got to be a good engineer. Okay, so the ADCS ADL was the primary, co-primary. They say that in the paper. The secondary outcome was a reduction in cognitive and functional decline assessed from baseline over 48 weeks using CDR sum of boxes. There was also CGI. Okay. Of course. Yeah, Jinzo, I mean, you got to get my attention on email or something like that. Otherwise, I'm not sure YouTube chat's going to get you there. Albania bans TikTok? Damn. I knew it. They plan for SD of 4.5? That seems really low. SD is usually much bigger for 8S cog, 4.5. Get out of here, kitty. This retarded shit here. Go, kitty, go. Get out of here. I swear, kitty. You and me are gonna have some problems. You and me are gonna have some problems. You're a bad kitty. I'm a bad kitty. Sound like a turkey kitty. Country. Country was a covariate. These guys are just Bush League, man. I want to see that supplementary analysis. Oh, they had to combine doses because the 30 mg missed. It's so cringe. Did they not even give you the ADCSL data? ADCS ADL failed. Okay, so you have a co-primary endpoint, and one of them failed. That means the trial failed. that's really all there is to that. Ooh, IonQ dropping at around 40 now. The market is open. Didn't realize. IonQ 39. Yeah, ugly out here. You'd love to see it. I mean, what's funny about Anavex is if they just said, hey, we're going to do a new huge phase 3, 800 patients, that might actually, I mean, that might be positive. It's just this insistence on sticking to this failed trial, trying to get approval only in Europe. It's like, what? Just feel like we failed by a very small amount. We're going to try again. Nothing wrong with that. There's a couple of drugs that did that. I mean, you're talking 1 or 2 patients difference here. Now, the ADCS ADL makes you wonder. Australia is a good place to do clinical trials in early clinical trials. So, like, they have very lax procedures, which is great if you're trying to rush into the clinic. It's a fantastic place to just do a human phase 1 first in human. A lot of drug companies go out there to do a quick phase 1. But yeah, I don't know that this paper is good. This paper kind of shows that the drug didn't work. All right, IonQ almost 38. Breaking down before our eyes here.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
Rigetti not exactly doing great itself.
Order filled.
I'm going to short some Anavex here. Rigetti almost red. What is this, stock twits? Who's Goose Kettle? Is this their CEO? That's their CEO? No. Take a look at my board. Are you sure it's their CEO? How do you know? It may not be. It's over for Quantum. Is it over? Or we're so back? We're so back, or is it over? It's so over? We're so back? It's so over? We're so back?
Order filled.
Yeah, let's go to Wall Street Bets. They know. That is him. It's got to be someone pretending it's him. That's hilarious. Kettle Goose? This guy a drinker? This guy doesn't 120.25. What does that mean? Run like Snowden? I guarantee you won't make it? What the fuck? What I've done? All you've done is show fruit peel doesn't work. It's gotta be gotta be fake. Oh shit. this guy is actually active. Yeah, if you Google a chair once, you get all these ads.
Autofilled. Autofilled. Autofilled.
need some cold water. Where Getty is dropping.
Autofilled. Autofilled.
Getty almost read. It's got to break 1460 on the technical analysis guy now. It's a strong triple doji support. If it breaks through support, then it must drop. That's physics, baby.
Autofilled.
Let me play you guys my my theme while I go get this water. Enjoy.
Autofilled.
That's destiny, that's will, that's striving, that's being a trailblazer and explorer, going into space, mathematics, quantum mechanics, the secrets of the universe, it's all there. Life is fiery with its beauty, its incredible detail, tuning into it. They want to shatter your mind, talking about Justin Bieber. You'll never defeat the human spirit. You'll never defeat Shkreli. You'll never win. Never!
On the advice of counsel, I invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination and respectfully decline to answer your question.
Big data, machine learning, blockchain, artificial intelligence, digital manufacturing, big data analysis, quantum communication, and Internet of Things. Okay.
The spirit of humanity is rising, and it is going to defeat you. You think you're strong, you think you're scary, you try to mimic what you can only imagine in your mind.
Look, I'm gonna be 100 with you. I love this shit. I love the hustle, I love the chase, I love the money. Don't be scared to get to the money at all times. I went to sleep 3 a.m., I was back up at 6:30, excited. No excuses. My man. Yo, shut the fuck up. Let's get to the money, man.
The fuck I don't. I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
One of the people who I think embodies this type of NPC thinking, of going with what's popular and not being willing to ever reverse their position even when they're proven wrong, is Jason Calacanis. Let me read about some of the things he said about me over the years. Palmer Luckey, hideous, a moron. Palmer Luckey is just an idiot and a troll. He is dumb. So dumb.
A nigga like me, man, I love the game. I love the hustle, man. You feel like one of them ball playing niggas, you know, with a bird, magic or something. Yeah, you know a nigga got dough. A nigga can leave the league. If I leave, the fans still gonna love me, right?
Rule number 1, I'm from Brooklyn. Fact number 2, I whoop your ass. Don't fucking threaten me. You see me in the street, you forgot to kick me? Yeah, man. Keep forgetting. Okay, I'm back. There was no cold water in the fridge. That's a major violation of my human rights. So I'm eating this yogurt instead. Let's get back to this. What's really funny is they say that the study drug compliance was high, but then they also said that the 30 mg and 50 mg had the same exposure. Seems hard to do if the study compliance is high. Just saying. Oh, wow. Even CDR sum of boxes failed if you swapped it out. Yeesh. This is such a scam. How do you fail so bad on one but not the other? Who wrote this? This reads like their press release. The co-primary outcome was met under the multiplicity control rule. What multiplicity control
Order
rule?
filled.
Is it pre-specified? I like it. They use this language in the press release and everywhere else, and I'm not sure what it means. Under the multiplicity control rule. I know a lot of statistics. What rule? This is some sad shit. Bagatosis. Don't insult ChatGPT. ChatGPT wouldn't make some shit like that up. What is this? This isn't a scientific paper. Read this shit. What the fuck is this? Is this real? Is somebody pranking me? Is somebody pranking me? Shorting won't 10x your portfolio? Shit. I hate to tell you this, buddy. But it 10x my portfolio. You bozo. I don't think JPAD is prestigious. If you had good phase 3 Alzheimer's results, you publish it in New England or JAMA, Lancet. I've never, ever seen something like this in a. It's just colloquial. You don't talk like this this isn't the right voice. Met the primary endpoint. There were multiple. First of all, it was multiple primary endpoints. It's not the job of the authors to say considered a win. Like what? I want to email some of these authors. Like what the fuck would you? Why would you put your name on this? I've been focused on finding biotechs to short for about 2 decades. Look at these Aussies, these fucking dumb Aussies. Wait, the corresponding author is a guy in Phoenix? But there were no US study sites. He's a DSMB member? Consider it a win, mate. How do I interpret this result? Consider it a win, mate. This is a fucking win. There's some cringy shit right there. Just get a medical. I guess if they got a real medical writer, they for their press releases or for their papers, it would just be too embarrassingly bad. So like, CEO is like, no, let me write that. Oh, here's the supplementary materials. What I was looking for. Yo, this is a different looking chart. Hold up. Hold up. Hey. Hold up. Hey. Hold up. Okay, no, it doesn't. It just like kind of, whoa, it is kind of different. That is 50 megs. I mean, this shit is basically no different from placebo for the first 36 weeks, and all of a sudden magically starts working at 48. And this is 30 megs. Even fucking worse. Everything magically starts working at 48 for some reason. That's not really how medicine works, but... What is this? I think I might know what's going on here. No, it's not better than the maps. And that's not really the concern here. Nobody cares about the maps. We're trying to figure out if this drug works or not. The maps separate right away. Consider it a win. The AVXL, it doesn't have any data coming out ever again. All their data's out. Did they really not run a US study site? What the fuck? Short. Church Cow is an author on this crap? Oh, they're paying this guy on the Rett study. This guy's got stock in Athera. And he's consulted for Anavex, basically a employee. So cringe. Numerically superior clinical efficacy to approved therapies. The study has some limitations, you think?
Order cancelled. Order filled.
I did see the cyber truck. Terrorist attacks. Don't know much about LUNR. Just trying to read this Anavex paper. Watching some stocks out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, I imagine without an LOCF analysis, the way they handle dropouts in the study is really bizarre. They had a lot of dropouts relative to the placebo group.
Order filled. Order filled.
Massive dizziness. Confusion state. Not great for an Alzheimer's drug. Balance disorder, fatigue, anxiety, nausea, dizziness, confusion.
Order filled.
I think that they didn't do the... They didn't handle the missing data correctly. So they basically said they assumed missing data was random, but the problem is all the missing data comes from the drug side, not placebo. So you're biasing the drug side quite a bit. Because if you throw out the data of the people who discontinued the drug, you're basically just saying, Nagtrab's in the hunt for all the placebos. He wants to buy out all placebo. All the placebos. Need those. Need that.
Order cancelled.
Whoever has the Ion Q Rigetti pair trade on is getting fucked. No way, Joe Springer deleted his YouTube.
Autofilled.
It's over. Is he dead? Could he be dead? I hope not. I'm still part of his community. Yeah, he just renamed it. It's the Cassava Sciences channel. He's just archive it, man. His last video was...
There is so much to get caught up on with Cassava Sciences. It is time for the State of the Sava address. We got a lot to cover. Let's dive in. Let's dive in and see this thing. The State of the Sava address, and it is all great. Not good, but great.
Yeah, I
First,
love that commie.
We'll see why the trials...
The problem with shorting is, you know, the people you're betting against are very incentivized to keep things going and to try to maneuver and, you know, get their promoted situation. They're way more
Autofilled.
incentivized than you are. But, you know, I flip the script on that sometimes, you know. You can go out and call bullshit on things. That's what we do here. So there's nothing wrong with that. Buffett once, I'm paraphrasing Buffett, by the way. That's where this quote came from. He told somebody, I forgot who it was, some big shot. He said, I don't short because the other side is more motivated to keep up their scam than I am to point it out. And that reminds me of that Eminem lyric where he says, Will Smith doesn't have to curse to sell records. Well, I do, so fuck you and fuck him too. And it turns out that Eminem did sell more records than Will Smith. Damn, Rigetti, 10% on nothing? Meanwhile, IonQ down? Ain't that some shit? I'll allow it. It's time for the State of the Sava address.
Autofilled. Order partially filled. Autofilled. Order partially filled. Autofilled.
Just give me a second. I got to sign this contract. How do I add a signature in Word? Yeah, I'm not worried about the side effects. I'm more worried about the effect they had on efficacy analysis. If that makes sense. Side effects are a natural part of drug development. Yeah. The side effects are not a big deal. Anavex is worthless. This is a fake drug. I've seen them all. How come they never did a US study site? What the hell is that? Who develops a drug and doesn't get an IND? Like, what the fuck? And why would the FDA? Why would the FDA? This is just retarded. Why is the FDA letting them have an IND? What the fuck? I wish there was. Placebos can give you side effects. Well, by definition, they can't. But the point is that you can have no efficacy and still have side effects. But you're right. If it's a true inert substance, there should be no side effects and no efficacy. Oh, iHub is good. iHub is another retard central. Yeah, I don't like nocebo. I mean, if you can't beat a placebo, you don't deserve to be FDA approved. There's a lot of good biotech investors out there. Just look at the returns. That's the main goal. Okay. I didn't see any of this in the supplemental table. There was no supplemental table 7. In a clinical trial, that's a really good question, actually. You have to do something called clinical equipoise, also kind of basically known as medical ethics. So when you do a clinical trial, you don't randomize to placebo if there is an active control that you can replace it with. Now, it depends on what you're trying to prove as a company. If you're trying to prove your drug's better than another drug, you compare it to another drug. Now, if there's a situation where there's a highly effective medicine available and you want to exclude that from your trial completely, that's sort of ethically fraught or fraught with ethical problems, because you have to think about denying access of that medicine to people. That's a really tough thing to do. So one thing you could do to satisfy that is you do a background medication where all patients take it. So you can still compare against placebo, but you're not comparing head-to-head against that drug. Does that make sense? Yeah, I mean, look, Ken, just as long as you don't have too much beta exposure, that stuff shouldn't matter too much. But in general, I'm finding a lot better shorts than longs. AI is not going to take drug developers' jobs soon, I don't think. Probably help more than anything, but who knows? Do titration before the trial begins. It's so weird. Because if you could handle the titration, you're sort of biasing people who are going to do better, I think. Here it says, even when early termination patients were excluded, the placebo group performed better. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is the kind of key passage, I think. And they, in the supplemental material, they addressed this, but they would have missed their primary endpoint but for this. So I'm kind of curious if that's the real issue here. The lady doth protest too much, in other words. Will, good question. I'm not sure what would surprise me. Should we read the Carvana thing? Where do I find it? Yeah, at this rate, wars might be starting soon, right? Yeah, but where do I find it? On the website or on? Yeah, eventually the EMA will turn them away, I think. Try Hindenburg research. Where is it? It's a lot of stock, 3.6 billion. Another 2 billion. Nice. So they're recognizing income from loan sales. I think everybody knew this thing was coming. They're covering on the news. Oh, this is the old Einhorn short, Ally Financial.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
The less we liked about it. Oh, Cerberus. Well, Cerberus is third party enough. That's not that crazy. Oh, he's yeah. Okay. Well, it's still if Cerberus is a big fund. I mean, I don't see a problem if Cerberus is backstopping or buying Carvana loans. I don't see that being a huge problem. Get out of here, kitty.
Order partially filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a strange business model. It's a lot of financial shenanigans.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
There she blows. I broke up with my ex-girl. Here's her number.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order partially filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order partially filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order partially filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Yeah, a lot of accounting games there. Okay, yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot more to add on ABXL. But I think the tipping point analysis is actually quite scary. Look at some other stocks, maybe.